And we're back again. This is John Brooks, and we're in chapter 15, verse 5 of the book of 1 Kings. We'll read right here. Because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, and turned not aside from anything that he, the Lord, commanded him all the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. Notes: it is not important regarding the eyes of man, but very important regarding the eyes of the Lord. If all men smile and God frowns, that the smile of man will serve little. If all men frown and God smiles, then all the frowns will not hinder. And this statement concerning Uriah proclaims the grace of God and at the same time the anger of God against sin. And he cannot condone it in any case. The only place for sin is at the foot of the cross. Nothing else will have any measurable impact. Verse 6. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. Notes: Israelites fighting each other is exactly what the devil desired, as I stated earlier. Regrettably, too much of the modern church seems to follow suit. Verse 7. Now the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam. Notes: well, apparently Abijam evidently took up where his father Jeroboam had left off. Anyways, verse 8. And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. Notes: now in 2 Chronicles chapter 12 verse 16, the king's name is recorded as Abijah, but the sacred affix Jah was very quickly changed by the Holy Spirit into the word Jam. As such is the case in many a life, there is a fair start but a foul ending. The first title means Jehovah is my Father. The second means the sea is my Father. The heavenly contrasted with an earthly birth, the restless sea with the peace-filled heaven. In other words, God can strike someone's name down. That's one of the major themes of the books of Chronicles, how God actually sees things. Verse 9. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abishalom. Notes: now this is the same as verse 2 with Abishalom. Probably the best explanation is that she was the same one of verse 2 and was actually the grandmother of Asa. There is no word for grandmother in the Hebrew language and other such cases. She could have retained her position maybe by force of character or because Asa's mother was possibly dead. But anyways, verse 11. And this is going to be very refreshing. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did David his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, and removed all the idols that his fathers had made. And also Maacah his grandmother, even her he removed from being queen, because she had made an idol in a grove. And Asa destroyed her idol, and burned it by the brook Kidron. But the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. Notes: the failure to remove the high places was brought out by the Holy Spirit for a reason. They were generally locations where altars to Jehovah were built and proper sacrifices were actually offered. However, most of them were soon turned into idolatry, where every immoral act imaginable was practiced. And we are given very little information, and it seems that the Holy Spirit absolved Asa of responsibility concerning what he actually says about him. You'll notice that God doesn't exactly point the finger at King Asa. Verse 15. And he brought in the things which his father had dedicated, and the things which himself had dedicated, into the house of the Lord, silver and gold and vessels. Notes: now these were they were probably the spoils of the war with the Ethiopians in 2 Chronicles chapter 14 and verse 15 and chapter 15 verse 11. Verse 16. And there was war between Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, all their days. And Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and built Ramah, that he might not suffer any to go out or to come in to King Asa of Judah. Then Asa took all the silver and the gold that were left in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house, and delivered them into the hand of his servants. And King Asa sent them to Ben-Hadad, the son of Tabrimmon, the son of Hezion, king of Syria, who dwelt at Damascus, saying, Notes: Asa's calling Ben-Hadad to his aid was condemned by the prophets Hanani. I think that's how you say it. You can find that guy in 2 Chronicles chapter 17, verse 7, if I'm not mistaken. Continuing in verse 19. There is a league between me and you, and between my father and your father. Behold, I have sent unto you a present of silver and gold. Come and break your league with Baasha, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. So Ben-Hadad hearkened unto King Asa, and sent the captains of the host which he had against the city of Israel, and smote Ijon and Dan, and Abel Beth-Maachah, and all Cinneroth, with all the land of Naphtali. Verse 21, And it came to pass, when Baasha heard thereof, that he left off building of Ramah, and dwelt in Tirzah. Then King Asa made a proclamation throughout all Judah. None was exempted. And they took away the stones of Ramah, and the timber thereof, wherewith Baasha had built. And King Asa built with them Geba of Benjamin and Mizpah. Verse 23. And the rest of the acts of Asa, and all his might, and all that he did, and the cities which he built, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? Nevertheless, in the time of his old age he was diseased in his feet. Notes: in this case, old age is referring to the time of his death. And the Holy Spirit also signifies that his resorting to the physicians of that day was displeasing to the Lord in 2 Chronicles 16:12. Most physicians then functioned in the realm of demon spirits, and hence the objection by the Holy Spirit. He didn't lose his soul by this act, but the implication is that he shortened his life. Verse 24. And Asa slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father, and Jehoshaphat his son reigned in his stead. Verse 25. And Nadab the son of Jeroboam began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa king of Judah, and reigned over Israel 2 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of his father, and in his sin, which was idolatry, wherewith he who was Jeroboam made Israel to sin. Verse 27. And Baasha the son of Ahijah of the house of Issachar conspired against him, and Baasha smote him at Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines, for Nadab and all Israel laid siege to Gibbethon. Notes: now, had Nadab attacked idolatry instead of attacking the Philistines, the results would have probably been a little bit different and a whole lot better. Verse 28. Even in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, did Baasha slay him, and reigned in his stead. And it came to pass, when he reigned, that he smote all the house of Jeroboam. He left not to Jeroboam any who breathed, until he had destroyed him, according unto the saying of the Lord, which he spoke by his servant Ahijah the Shilonite. Notes: we find that prediction in chapter 14, verses 10 through 14. Came to pass exactly as the prophet said. And we will pick up in chapter 15, verse 30 of the book of 1 Kings. Thank you, and God bless.